Welcome back to Crypto Talk. In this video, we're going to discuss render price and why I think that the render price will explode massively to the upside very, very soon. Of course, in order for this to happen, we need to see a strong crypto bull run. So keep that in mind. And I'm going to share my screen with you. We're going to dive into the render history, and we're going to look at its all-time high and what I think it will do and why I think it will be able to do that in a strong crypto bull run. But before I share my screen, it's important that you understand that anything that you do with this information, you're doing so at your own risk. I'm simply here to share with you what I think is opportunity, but you must understand that crypto investing is very risky, and you're proceeding, if you do proceed, at your own risk. I'm not telling you to buy or to sell any cryptos for that matter, so think of this information as purely entertainment based. All right, with that said, remember, it's your own responsibility if you choose to invest. So I'll share my screen. Let's head over to CoinMarketCap and let's dive in. Let's go. All right, CoinMarketCap, here we are. We have arrived. Let's quickly look at Render in terms of where it's sitting right now. At the time of me filming this video, Render is number 52 in terms of market cap for all cryptos, and we are looking at 1.5 billion market cap for Render as of right now. Now, this is interesting when we look at the current Render chart. Obviously, in the last day at the time of me filming this video, it is up 12%. It's been on a tear today, but obviously this price fluctuates quite a bit, so keep that in mind. The 7-day chart for Render, it is down 14, almost 14.5%. It's on the climb. Obviously, as you can see here on the 1-week chart, we had a slide in the market and then a reversal here. And as of today, as of me filming this video, it certainly has reversed. So if you think of like in the 1 day, it's up 12%. On the week, it's still down 14, 15%. So you're thinking that like Render, this slide here, from here to here in a matter of a week, you know, this slide was 27 some percent, and it's already recovered like 12 to 13% in literally the last day. So this just gives you an idea of how much crypto can move. And it's not uncommon to see slides like this 20%, 30% over the course of a couple of days, but it's also not uncommon to see it shoot to the upside 20, 30, 40, 50%, even 100% in a matter of just a few days or a week. So you have to understand that with these cryptos, the further down we go in the market cap, literally this here at a 1.5 billion market cap is still a relatively big market cap, but the further down we go in terms of the rankings, the higher risk these cryptos become, and the potential for volatility or the volatility might be a little bit higher, right? So keep that in mind. But the lower down we go in terms of these market cap tokens, the higher upside potential you have for a lot of these tokens as well, which is really why I like a lot of these tokens further on down in terms of these altcoins. And Render is a great one because Render has a lot of upside and Render has a lot of hype behind it. So if we look at the 1 month chart for Render, it's up 5%. Notice right here, if you're someone who wants to get into Render, essentially from here to here was a pretty strong drop. And now obviously it started to recover some of that. Whether or not it's going to slide backwards some more before we really rocket ship, I don't know. But I think that we're going to rocket ship very soon. And with Render, I think in no time you could see this price here be at 6 and then 8 and then 12 in a very short period of time. So the thing is, if you choose to get in, of course you're doing so at your own risk, but you have to make that decision because these tokens, Render included, move very quickly. So with that said, let's quickly look at the 1 year, up 837%. So this token has pumped quite a bit. Where have we seen most of the pump? Let's go back here to the start of 2023. Render was at 0.7. It pumped here, dropped down, pumps up and down, up and down. And then essentially we had kind of the bear market low right here. This is September, October, boom, right here, right about end of September here. And then October, November, December have certainly been very bullish. This is October, November, December 2023 have been very bullish in the crypto market. We saw a strong drive to the upside for Render, literally from here, $1.03, $1.35 to 4. So from $1.35 to here to 4, that's already, double, tripled, quadrupled, literally in the last 3 months. So the thing that you got to understand is that the higher up this goes, the less multiplication potential you have. And the higher up it goes, it also becomes riskier because not only is the multiplication level less in terms of how far up it can go, but also the ability for it to drop down increases in terms of its percentage that it will decrease once we see a bull market conclude. Of course, we haven't yet seen the bull market, but if we see a bull market come and then the bull market will go at some point, then the higher up it goes, you have less potential for multiplication, but also higher risk because it'll drop down further in a bear market. So keep that in mind. This is why we want to identify these tokens early and get in early. And Render, I think personally, is still early, but I could be wrong. So take this, for what you will. I'm not telling you to buy Render. You have to understand that, okay? So on the all chart, very quickly, just to get through the chart, we can see that Render, in comparison to its all-time high, and we're going to get to where its all-time high was very quickly here, but literally we're sitting here at 4.8. It's not a crazy far amount off from its all-time high. So let's quickly go over here to CoinCodex and look at Render's all-time high. It was November 21, 2021, 877. So essentially, it's just a little bit under half, minus 54% from its all-time high. So if we look at Render right here, on this chart, literally Render from literally right here, will double for it to return to its all-time high, a little bit more than a double. But I think this bull run could be the coming out party for Render. I personally think Render will go much higher in this bull run. Now, how high are we thinking that Render can go? And keep in mind, just because I think this does not mean that I will be correct. I could be completely wrong, but I could also be correct. So do with this whatever you want. All right. I want to give you an idea as to personally what I think Render will do in terms of its all-time high. If we take a look at Render right now, a $4.06 Render, 8.77 Render at the all-time high. So I personally think Render at a, what did we say, 1.5 billion market cap, I think that Render could certainly go to a 15 billion, maybe even a 20 billion market cap in a strong crypto bull run. And if you think about that, a 15 billion market cap from 1.5 would be times 10. 1.5 times 10, 15, if my math is correct. If we are seeing, a little bit more aggressive, like let's say, we're going to say, hey, I think it could even go to 20 billion, which I do think it could. Now we're in the range of 10 to 15 multiplication for our money. So I'll just give you an idea. If you think of, you invest $1,000 in Render, and your $1,000 times 10 becomes 10,000. $1,000 times 15 becomes 15,000. You have to understand that there is so much potential here. However, it is very, very risky. Now, one of the main reasons that I personally think Render will do really, really well in the upcoming crypto bull run is because A, it has a lot of hype behind it. And projects that have a lot of hype, even if they're not useful, they can boom very well, very fast. Now, if a project is not useful, then once it booms, it also will drop off very, very fast. So you have to be prepared and ready to sell. If you get in and you see great gains, you have to be ready to sell. The other reason that I want to share with you why I think Render will explode in this bull run is because the hype that's behind it, it's in the AI space. And the AI space is one of the strongest storylines or strongest narratives when it comes to the current crypto bull run. Essentially, anything that's in the AI space and anything that's in the gaming space, these projects are bound to see massive, massive growth once we see the bull run commence and take over. So you have to understand that this project lines up with the AI narrative, and it already has a lot of hype behind it. There's a lot of people talking about it. Now, what I suggest that you do if you're on the fence, you're not sure if you should invest in Render or not, personally, there's a few things you could do. One, you could kind of continue to monitor it. What I mean by monitor it is even though it's boomed, 12% literally in a day, it certainly over the last little while has shown that it's got legs and that it will move. So if you wait and you watch it, I would be cautious of how long I wait. But essentially, if the market shows strong momentum to the upside, which it has been showing in the last 3 months, even though we had a little bit of a slide here during the last week, again, at the time of me filming this video, and today this is reversed already. I personally think that a great opportunity to buy Render is here. You might not put all your money in Render. If you see a dip, for some reason, you could buy back in at a lower price. If you want to wait and you don't want to invest in Render now, you essentially wait it out, wait a couple of days, wait a week, see where it goes, and then make a decision from there. But all of this is just me sharing ideas. It's not me telling you to do this, okay? So keep that in mind. If you invest in Render, you're doing it at your own risk. Another thing I encourage you to do, if you're unsure whether you should invest in Render or not, literally go over to the Render website and learn more about this project. You can learn more about what the project is. We're not going to dive too deep into this project, but essentially by learning more about the project, you will have a better understanding of its potential. You will be better able to understand its use case, where it's able to be applied, and the things that it does. And through that process, you'll better be able to understand the possibility of how much upside it has. Now, it doesn't mean that you're going to be correct. You could be correct and you could be wrong, just like me. I can be correct, but I can also be wrong. But the goal is to identify something that is useful and valuable that lines up with a strong storyline, which AI is one strong storyline. Render lines up with that. And a project that also has a lot of hype behind it. Lots of people talking about it, which Render is also lines up with that. So these are great things that you want to look for, and you can utilize these kind of things to make your decision as to if you want to invest in this or not. So the final thing before we wrap up this video is you can go over to their Twitter profile or their X profile, and you can literally check out how many followers they have. You can look at what they're posting, their engagement, etc., to get a better understanding of what's going on with their socials. But what I really like to do over here, I like to go to the Explore, and you can type in hashtag Render or RNDR. So just to give you an example, the Render, RENDR, trades under the ticker RNDR. So if you type in RNDR over here on X, RNDR or Render, but I will say RNDR because these are two different ways that people are going to be talking about this project. You can see that literally right now in real time as we're speaking here, people will be posting things about this project. And you can find other projects this way. You can also find what people are saying about this. And I like this a lot because it gives you an idea of what people are saying about this in real time and how many people are talking about it. And when you see people talking about it, you can kind of try to better formulate your own decisions or the understanding of what it is that people are hyped about, why they like it, why they're saying the things they're saying. And you can again use that to make your decisions to invest or to not invest. So when we look at here what the people are saying, you can get, like I said, a better understanding of the potential, as to what people are thinking. What's interesting about Render is that Render has shown up for myself personally in a lot of places that people think this is something that will 20x, 30x, 40, even 50x. Now, I'm not per se saying that I think Render will 50x, but I do think that Render can easily 10x from here. And I think you could be in the 10 to 20x range, but I'll be a little bit more conservative. I will say 10 to 15x for Render personally is what I think from its current price. And you can obviously do with this what you want. Again, do not take this as, hey, he said to invest in Render. I'm not saying to invest in Render, it's your choice. I simply think that it's a great opportunity, but whatever you do, it's on you, it's your choice. So you have to take responsibility for that. Now, if you do want to buy Render, and or many other crypto tokens, I suggest you go ahead and use MEXC, a crypto exchange, via the first link in the video description below. You can sign up to MEXC if you don't have a MEXC account yet. Essentially with MEXC, you can trade hundreds to thousands of different cryptos, including Render. And again, I'm not telling you to do it, but if you want to, then you can. And you can trade these cryptos 100% free inside your spot account. What I mean by that is when you fund a spot account, you can buy and sell cryptos without any fees. A lot of the other crypto exchanges will charge you outrageous fees just to buy and sell any transaction that you make. With MEXC, when you sign up via the first link in the description and you fund a spot account, like I said, you can buy hundreds of thousands of cryptos and you do not have to pay a fee for buying or selling. So that's why I personally love MEXC. And if you want to take even more control of your crypto, then I suggest you click the second link in the description below and get access to a cold storage wallet. When you have access to a cold storage wallet, essentially this wallet supports certain cryptos. And if you hold these cryptos, you can essentially store them offline. This is known by many people as one of the safest, most secure ways to store your crypto. Again, the second link in the description below will get you access to a cold storage wallet if that's something that you want. And the first link in the description below will give you access to sign up for MEXC. And like I said, when you fund a spot account, you can trade hundreds of thousands of cryptos completely free, buying and selling, no cost. This includes Render and many other tokens. Now, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. I would appreciate that. It would help me and the channel a lot. I look forward to continuing to make more videos like these for you, and hopefully you enjoy this. If you have more cryptos you want me to talk about, leave them in the comments below. Any other thoughts or questions you have, feel free to comment, and I'll do my best to respond as soon as I see your comment. And also make sure you subscribe to the channel so you do not miss future Crypto Talk videos coming your way very, very soon. With that being said, thank you for tuning in. Stay blessed. I wish you a wonderful rest of your day. Let's go and let's get this money. Let's go.